Hello, I'm underneath my Subaru. Got a repaired crossmember here, and I'm going to try to get it back in here over top of the differential and all the other junk, and we'll see how we can do that without taking the diff out like you should have done. It's kind of a process that you have to weave it in over top of stuff. There. Yeah. Good. That's how that fits, sort of. But we need to attach all these little control arms and stuff. The tough ones are the front control arms that you probably can't see, but you just take my word for it. There's one there. These ones are tough because when the crossmember is in position, the nut side of them's up against the gas tank and the bolt side of them's up against the drive shaft. So there's no way to get any of the tools that I own in there in a way that would loosen that up. So what I'm doing now is just trying to get it worked in over top of the control arms. And I'll show you the little trick that I invented for those front ones. Since the crossmember is not actually attached to anything, it's just sort of resting on top of the diff, we're going to put one side of this front control arm in first. To facilitate that, I'll tip the crossmember down towards it, and that tips these ears of the crossmember out away from stuff. And when I get that one in, I'll tip it the other way, use the other one, and then can work on getting the crossmember more attached. Now, I don't think this would work if you had both of the bolts or both of the studs in the diff, but if you have one out or both out, you're probably good to go. So I'll do this one first, I guess. I'm closer to it. Then the idea is that it's still mostly free. It's only hung up on one bolt on the other side on the other front control arm, so it moves around pretty good. And you can kind of wiggle it into place. Give me a 10-minute wiggling into place, I think. Never worked with children or animals or cars on TV. There. So, wiggle that into place. A little bit of cursing. I put this funny thing, can you see this? Yep. This funny washer with the ears on it. That goes up here. And that's what holds the rubber condom thing on over this fastener, so it doesn't poke into the gas tank so bad. There. Now, since this is down and out of its natural position, we can sort of get some tools on it. There's a heat shield there that needs to go. I'll tell you that. Boy, I tell you what. There you go. Remember to always use factory torque specifications. I think Subaru calls for about a grunt and a half on these. There you go. That's how you get those tricky front bolts. Awesome. Now we move on to some other stuff. So we got the differential bolted in, those two front arms on. Now I'm just going to carefully jack this up into place and try to fasten it back up to the body. It's going to take a little while and a little bit of fudging around, so I won't make you watch the whole thing. Alright, got the cross member back in place. It's a lot of using the jack underneath of the differential and underneath the ears that hold these things. And there's the bolts up there on the other end. Now we're just using the jack again to put these jobbies up in place and put the bolts through them. Those jobbies have names, I guess, control arms up in there, and then we'll fasten up the sway bar, and that's pretty much it.